What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you're clicking on this video, you're wanting to know 5 of the best solo carry champions right now to help you through ranked. If you're like me, most of the time you don't have people to rank with because they play in different time zones or stuff like that. So this here is a really solid list. The stuff I've been finding works really well right now to solo carry your ranked games. Leave a like, subscribe, and we're going to get right into this. First up, we got Khan. I wanted to put support and a flank on this list. Flank and a tank, and pretty much at least one tank and a support on this list. Khan fits it perfectly, just based off his ult alone. The ability to pretty much pick somebody off with your ult and the ability to make plays by yourself is why he's such a good solo carry tank. Mainly to stun people out. If you guys don't know, he has a stun talent. He has Storm of Bullets, which allows you to get your ult really fast. Then he also has Leon Shield, so allow you to play a little bit more as like a tank. Mainly, you're just going to want to be running at people, though. If you play Khan, you're going to be running at the squishy characters, stunning them out and just charging your ult as fast as possible, and landing your ult and just throwing people off the map for a free kill. Just turning pretty much any fight around into a 4v5. Or even like a 3v4 or whatever. It's just so damn good. Like the tank right now with the most solo carry potential is definitely Khan. He's been like this for a long time. Right now he's still really, really solid. And that's definitely why he deserves a spot on this list. Like not to mention his damage numbers are really solid for a tank as well. You got really good damage numbers, and you're constantly charging your ult pretty damn fast. As long as you can land your ult, you're going to be putting you in a bunch of work. And that's definitely why he's on this list. Really solid right now, and overall just really, really, really good. Especially as a solo carry tank. He has everything you would kind of want out of that type of champion right now, just for that type of role. Next, we got Saris. Saris right now, there's not much that's really changed with her. She got nerfed this patch. She's still probably the best healer in the game. And the reason why she's on this list is for like a handful of reasons. Number one, you got insane amounts of heals. Your healing numbers are absolutely insane. Like, even with Cauterize 3, you're still doing so much healing that it's absolutely crazy. It really is. And then we got 2 more reasons why she's on here. If you guys do not know, she has probably the best movement ability out of all the supports in the game. Like, if you play a really good Saris, you're even lucky to die like 3 to 5 times. So, like, if you play really good, you usually go undying in the most of your games because of how safe you are. Shadow Travel being one of the best movement abilities in the game. It even got nerfed this patch. It's still insane. I think it has like what, a 5 or like 8 or 5 second cooldown with Chronos 3. It's something crazy. Like, it's pretty much almost impossible to kill you as long as you're just playing around your Shadow Travel cooldown. Just constantly healing people. You have 3 really good talents. Soul Collector's great. You got Agony, which can get stuns off. You have an ult that can make plays. Throw out an ult if you can catch 2 or 3 people and your team follows up on it. Even if you follow up on them, get them really low, they're usually dead. Everybody you catch in your ult is usually dead. So that's one reason right now where she's insanely good. The ability to make plays, the raw amount of heal she has, and then the overall survivability she has as well on top of everything else. Insanely good right now. And that's why I think she's definitely like one of those solo carry supports in the game right now. Up next, we got Leon. Leon hasn't really changed that much either. Believe it or not, she's kind of the same. The most recent thing that changed with her is a precision buff to her precision. I think they actually changed some of the scaling numbers and the percentage amount on precision. Apart from that, she hasn't really changed. I think she's definitely one of those champions right now. If you want a DPS that can just solo carry games, Leon is one of those ones. If you can steamroll, if you're constantly getting eliminations, constantly getting kills, that's kind of what she relies on, especially with a lot of her loadouts. You got CDR in your loadouts if you get kills and eliminations. You got cooldown on a lot of your abilities just for even like landing your abilities. She has 3 really good talents. Precision is pretty good with all the tanks being played right now. You got Eminence, probably one of the best talents in the game if I'm being honest. Still insanely good. Chunking down Squishy's health bar pretty much in half from about medium to long range is absolutely crazy. Still insanely good. She has one of the coolest DPS ults in the game that not only refunds half your ult charge, but it also, if you get a kill with it, you pretty much have half of it back and it charges insanely fast. Even if you don't get kills with it, it does really solid damage and can even be used as like an escape type ult. If you want to survive something, you got really high damage reduction, so you probably end up surviving. And even if you get a kill with it, you'll even do a lot better and you can get that 50% refund on your ult, which nobody else really has for getting pretty much just doing your job and using your ult properly. Really solid. Really good burst damage. And she just bursts shit down. That's what it really is. She just steamrolls and bursts shit down. Not really much to say about her, but if you can steamroll with her, she does insane right now. Up next, we got one on the list that I probably wouldn't really expect, and a lot of you guys probably don't expect either, and that's Vatu. Vatu is the newest flank in ranked, and she actually just got added this patch, the patch I'm recording this, and the patch you guys are probably seeing this, depending on when you're seeing this video. He actually got added to ranked. He is crazy. He got some bug fixes that were really crucial to him, where they weren't proccing damage, or there was stuff that was like colliding with him. Some really good, solid bug fixes made him feel a lot better and more consistent. And he also got some really slight buffs, which I don't even know why they buffed him. He was really solid to begin with. All they really need to do is just fix the bugs, and he would have been fine. Insane amounts of damage. The one thing that makes him really good right now and allows you to just pretty much solo carry ranked games, if you can pick him into a team that has no crowd control, that's the only requirement for him. If they have no crowd control, and if they don't have like 2 bulky tanks, like a Jäger with Rom or something, if they're solo tank and their team is more squishy based, you solo carry games with Rom. Especially versus the DPS that has no mobility, the supports that have really no mobility, stuff that doesn't have CC. Your mobility is absolutely insane. It is extremely difficult to lock you down, especially if you play a really good Vatu. If you know what you're doing and you know how to play Vatu, then by all means pick him up right now because he's absolutely crazy. People just really don't know how to play against him. And if you at least know how to play him, at least average or like slightly above average, you can definitely solo queue and like solo carry your games. That's how good he is. He has an insane ult as well. 1.5 second stun in a line that it charges pretty much insanely. It's charged insanely fast. Like if you're just doing your job, you're constantly going to be having ults. That's how fast it really charges. You have really good loadout card options. He has an insane amount of loadout cards that are all really good. Like range on your ambush. You can have some slight healing in your kit. You have enveloping shadows, which gives you 10%. I think it's 15% CDR just for landing your shots, which is absolutely crazy. I don't know how that's balanced, but it'll probably end up getting nerfed. Once people start playing Vatu, enveloping shadows and Vatu's probably going to end up getting nerfed because I think he's right now one of those champions in the game that's absolute sleeper pick, and people just don't know how to play against him or play him well enough to the point where he's actually going to be putting in work. If you can actually play him, he just carries and steamrolls games. That's why he's on this list. More of an unexpected pick, but I've been finding a ton of success with him right now. And if you can play him, he does insanely well. Really solid right now, and if you want to give him a try, I highly suggest it.
You gonna eat that?
Mm-hmm. 5, 4,
Okay.
3.
Next on this list, we got Koga. Koga right now, he did get buffed this patch. He got some of his damage on his SMGs reverted, so he did technically get buffed. He's still probably the same old Koga. It didn't really change that much with him. It kind of made him feel a little bit more consistent. He's always going to be one of those champions that just absolutely steamrolls and pub stomps your mid-tier games, but then falls off really harsh once you start getting into your higher tier ranked games. Another thing people really don't know about him, Koga can climb walls, guys. People really still, for some reason, don't know that, and they usually don't use it, or they just don't expect it when he actually does it versus them. So, he does have vertical mobility by able to actually climb walls. So, like, there's everything what you want with Koga right now is, and pretty much him as a champion is what you want as a solo queue, like, carry type champion. Really good sustain, especially through loadout cards. Really solid damage up to about medium range. And if you want long range type damage, you can always try using your fangs and your claws and just throwing them out and trying to get huge amounts of damage. 650 for a claw is still really good. Like, you can run him a multitude of different ways. His claws aren't really 100% useless. They do have uses, especially if you want to like get something really low, super fast, and you know you're not being threatened. Then that's when his claws kind of do come into contact and kind of become a lot more useful. Otherwise, they are pretty risky. You do move pretty slow, and you kind of are really vulnerable with his claws being out and just using your claws, but they still do insane amounts of damage. 650 per claws. It's crazy. Still think his best talent is Adrenaline Junkie. Dragon Fangs got worse this patch with Cauterize being buffed, so I would not really even bother running Dragon Fangs at this point. It's just not worth. But overall, insanely fast charging ult that pretty much guarantees you one kill every single time that you use it. He's just really solid right now. If you want a really solid solo queue carry, like in solo carry flank, you pick Koga. That's all we have, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Just because one of your guys' champions that you play a lot is not on this list does not mean they're good or aren't good, and you cannot play them to actually carry games. If you guys are playing different stuff and doing really well, by all means, keep on playing it and keep on trucking forward. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, share the video. Let me know some of your guys' options in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in a future video. Thanks for watching.